Imagine a life where financial success, career fulfillment, and genuine happiness are not just dreams, but your everyday reality. It is a dream that many of us share, but why does it so often feel out of reach? I spent years with thoughts of inadequacy, regret, feeling completely lost without a clue of where to start. I consistently had the fear that I was wasting my life. And it wasn't until recently where I took a risk and quit my job, turning down 6 figures a year to be able to begin pursuing my passion. And when I did that, I started realizing why many of us feel like we are wasting our lives. So I developed 3 unconventional truths that allowed me to turn my dreams into my reality. Happiness is not the goal. Many of us associate achieving our dreams with happiness. So when I finally achieved my 4-year-long dream of being able to quit my job and pursue my passion, I was expecting overwhelming happiness. So the question was, why don't I feel happy? In this search, I formed a hypothesis. Happiness isn't what we truly desire. It's what we seek when we stray away from fulfillment. Is happiness itself actually a component of what's holding us back? We often make our decisions based off of happiness. We think, if I get my dream car, I'll be happy. If I get my promotion, I'll be happier at my job. If I just had more money, I would be able to finally do what I want that would make me happy. In reality, in most occasions, once we finally achieve that goal, we have a momentary feeling of happiness, but it quickly leaves, and it leaves us wanting more and searching for the next thing to be able to yield us that satisfaction. I think this is why it feels so difficult to achieve your dreams, because happiness is a destination and it's not a part of the journey. Now, I would say that there's been more times where I've had less than 6 hours of sleep than I've had more than 6 hours of sleep. And that is because I am so focused on pursuing my passion. I feel like I don't actually have a destination that I'm trying to achieve. I am just trying to pursue excellence each and every day. And I think that that is why I don't feel happy, because I feel fulfilled. I feel at peace. And oftentimes I have a sense of joy. What if we changed our dreams into ones prioritizing fulfillment and intention, and let the new cars, nice house, and fun experiences be the byproduct of that? It's not you, it's me. So I began trying to discover, what is fulfillment? How do you achieve fulfillment? And so then I started thinking that if happiness is an external achievement, I think this is where we begin having to look inward. I would make decisions based on fear, insufficiency, embarrassment. I would then hide my emotions with my phone, video games, self-pleasure, and not face what is happening from within. Modern society has a plethora of distractions for you to be able to choose from. I was choosing to give all of my power to my emotions and those external sources of stimuli. And so I found that at many times I was at the mercy to those. But it wasn't until I began reflecting that a lot of the emotions and things that I see is actually a reflection of what I was feeling inside. If I'm feeling anxious, sad, and depressed, whenever I go outside in society or I look at my phone, oftentimes that is what I'm going to notice and what's going to reflect back to me. So what I began doing was creating inner peace within myself to where the outside world starts to become far more manageable. These are 3 things that allowed me to listen to my inner voice. Journaling. I would say journaling is the easiest way for everyone to begin. Throw on some calming music. I like to listen to classic jazz and just begin to write. Oftentimes you will discover something about yourself you had no idea that was going on. Time in nature. This, I would say, is the next step, because this is where we replace an artificial distraction with nature. This is oftentimes where I begin to put into work what it is that I was discovering and journaling. Meditation. Meditation is certainly the hardest, but yields the highest return. This is when you truly begin to listen to what your inner calling is. It will be difficult at the beginning, but when you sit through, I promise it will change your way of thinking. So the point in all of this is that when you look at something that causes you an emotion, instead of you giving it the power, reflect and think, why is it causing me to feel that way? That way you can begin to have control entirely of what it is that you are doing in your day-to-day processes. Riches. As we begin to shift in the way that we think and we begin to live a life of fulfillment and intention, something that could potentially hold us back, at least in a fearful way, is what our loved ones are going to think about it. I know that When I decided to take this risk and to be able to pursue my passion, I was certainly very concerned with what my loved ones were going to say. And I even found myself wording it in a particular way that made it sound like I wasn't as passionate about it. And what I discovered is that everyone was very supportive, and everyone, while they did have their questions, they ultimately just wanted what was best for me. And that's when I realized that the riches in life come from the people that are in your life that you love, that the discussions you're going to have with them and the trials and errors that you're going to have and the way that you pursue your life along with them, those are what truly matters at the end of the day. The external achievements that we have isn't going to be as important at the end of the day as the memories that we have with our loved ones. So I think that when we think of this, we need to realize that our supporting cast needs to be someone that aligns in the path that we want to walk on. While a lot of people did support me, I also did have to say goodbye to some people as well. And while it was sad, it has allowed me to feel like I'm so much at a healthier and happier place. I think sometimes it's hard to hear that it's okay to say goodbye to some people along your journey. I think that we all want to always be able to have the same friends, but I needed to hear that it was okay to be able to move on. So I hope that maybe in this segment at least, this is just allowing you to be able to see that I do have some people in my life that might be holding me back and not letting me grow to the place that I want to be. Living your life is actually far more difficult than just doing it the traditional way. You're going to have feelings of isolation and negativity and fear. But I think in itself, that's where the treasure is. I think that that's the point of us all being here, is to be able to find what can we contribute to society in a way that makes us feel whole, feel fulfilled, feel at peace. I think that this is why we often feel like we are wasting our lives, is that we're not actually doing something that is like feeding our soul. And like I mentioned about having a supporting cast, the reason that I was able to develop the hypothesis on happiness was because I had 3 excellent conversations with people that I deeply respect, and one of those being my dad. So I want to thank you for always reminding me to pursue excellence each and every day. Happy 60th birthday, Papa.